Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you would please find your seats, we will be starting our program here in a few minutes. Thank you so much for joining us at the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame. We will be starting in a few minutes. Thank you.
decía cómo se nota la calidad.
Good evening, everyone. Bienvenidos and welcome to the second annual Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Pablo Morales, and I am truly honored to be here with you on this very special night. We hope you enjoyed connecting, taking photos, participating in the silent auction. We do want to remind you the silent auction is still going on. If you exit through the hallway, you'll see there a table, and there is a silent auction going on, so please stop by and participate. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here to celebrate and honor this remarkable class. We want to acknowledge and thank our presenting sponsor, the University of Arkansas Cossatot, as well as the rest of our sponsors. We also welcome those joining us from home through Arkansas TV. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And before we continue, we invite you to join us for the blessing of our meal. It is my honor to invite Freddie Lozada. He will be blessing and doing the invocation tonight. So we're going to give it up for him.
Buenas noches, good evening. Padre Celestial, nos reunimos hoy con corazones agradecidos para participar en este evento comunitario. Te pedimos que te hagas presente en este lugar. Te damos gracias por la oportunidad de unirnos como amigos y familia, con un propósito común. Concédenos sabiduría y entendimiento para trabajar juntos eficazmente y la humildad para valorar la perspectiva de cada persona. Bendice este encuentro para que sea un espacio de construcción, diálogo y alegría. Que cada conversación y esfuerzo fortalezca los lazos de nuestra comunidad. Bendice a cada participante y a quienes han hecho posible este día. Que tu amor sea nuestra guía para ser instrumentos de paz y colaboración. Encomendamos este evento en tus manos, confiando en que será de gran beneficio para todos. Amén.
Thank you, Freddie, for that invocation. Please enjoy your meal as we continue our program. Tonight, we recognize the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame Board of Directors who lead this effort together with partners across our state. We thank you for your dedication to preserving and elevating Latino excellence in Arkansas. If the members of the board would please stand so that we may recognize you. And we have Angela Galvis Schnerly, Chair. She is with Galvis Law, PPLC, here in Little Rock. We also have Gina Gomez, Treasurer of El Centro Hispano in the city of Jonesboro, Arkansas. We also have Maria Touchstone. She is the secretary. She's with the Arkansas Department of Education. We also have Dr. Diana Gonzalez-Worthen, University of Arkansas, and the first Latina state representative in Arkansas. And of course, we have Daniel Martinez Aro representing Pilgrims and Tres Agaves in Southwest Arkansas. It is now my honor to introduce Sarah Martinez, fourth grader, Lakewood Elementary, who will be singing the national anthem for us tonight. So, welcome.
say, can't you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, what an incredible voice at such a young age. Thank you so much, Sarah, for doing the national anthem for us. Now, it is my honor to introduce the chair of the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame, Angela Galvis Schnerly. Give it up for Angela tonight.
It's an honor to welcome all of you here tonight. You don't know how much the Latino community appreciates your presence. It really does mean something to us that everybody that was called attended and is here at the table. The Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame was created to preserve these moments, to preserve the stories, to celebrate this Latino legacy, and to inspire new generations. Thank you for being here and for believing in the power of our mission. The Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame exists so these stones are never lost for future generations, so we can see that it's possible and what is possible, what Latinos can do. Tonight, we honor individuals and institutions who have gone out of their way, beyond titles and beyond for all the humanity that they hold. The ones who for years have stepped up and at difficult times, they still serve and give more than we expected. For decades, they have been shaping our communities long before they were cameras, followers, social media, and anything else. They have been doing it. Their journeys reflect the strength, reliance, and vision of the Latino community. In Arkansas, a community that has helped grow our economy, enrich the culture, and strengthen our schools and care for our families. And we need to move the state forward with the help of Latinos in Arkansas. Because we have leaders like the ones we're honoring today, our lives are better, stronger, more connected, and more community. Thank you so much. This is a dream come true for the board of directors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angela, for the incredible work that you are leading here in the state of Arkansas. We are so thankful to be able to have people like Angela Galvis Schnerly on the board. And so tonight, before we continue, I just want to remind you, please enjoy your meal. We are going to continue the program as you eat, and we're going to celebrate the nominees that we have tonight. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Angela, for that incredible speech. And we will go on to the next part. Your support helps us move closer to our vision of a permanent Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame exhibit. Each inductee's story will live there, inspiring generations to come. And before we continue tonight, we want to briefly recognize the remarkable individuals who joined the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame in 2024. Please join me in acknowledging Dr. Fabricio Medina Bolivar. Dr. André Guerrero. We also want to honor Roberto Martinez. Lizette Yang. The incredible work of El Centro Hispano. We thank them for their leadership, their service, and the lasting impact they continue to have across the state. Why don't we give it up one more time for all of them? And we do want to remind you that on your tables there is a QR code where you can select a nominee for the next year group of inductees. So please take a moment, grab your phone, scan the QR code, and begin choosing who will be the nominees for next year, the candidates. So we invite you to do that tonight. And this event is the primary source of funding that makes the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame possible. Because of your support, we are able to document and preserve the stories of leaders who have shaped our communities across the state. Stories of entrepreneurs, educators, scientists, public servants, and community builders whose contributions deserve to be remembered and celebrated. Your support also helps us move closer to our vision of a permanent Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame exhibit, a place where these stories will live on and continue inspiring future generations. On your table, you will also find that QR code. We invite you to scan the code and consider making a contribution tonight. Every gift, large or small, helps ensure that these stories are preserved, that these leaders are honored, and that the next generation can see what is possible. Thank you so much for being a part of this work. Thank you very much. We do once again want to give our deepest thanks to our presenting sponsor, the University of Arkansas Cossatot, who made this event possible. Please join me in thanking them for their transformational leadership. And I believe we will have someone from the university coming to speak a little bit about the amazing work that they do and who they are. So we're going to allow them to come up and just share a little bit about the university and the incredible work that they do here across the state. So we'll give them a few minutes to get ready, to prepare, and please continue enjoying your meal. Remember, we have a silent auction going on in the hallway, so make sure to stop by and participate. And thank you so much to everyone who traveled from different cities to be here tonight. It is a very special night where we will be celebrating and recognizing different personalities across our state who have continued to work rigorously around so many years here in the state of Arkansas. So thank you so much, wherever you traveled from, for being here tonight for this special celebration, the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame 2026.
Thank you. My name is Steve Cole. I'm the Chancellor of UA Cossatot, and I've been at our college for 30 years. And when we had an opportunity to host an event like this, and when Daniel, who used to work for us many years ago, Daniel, we appreciate your service to UA Cossatot. And when we had a chance, we could not resist just because of our community. And when I stand here, whether it's telling you a little bit about UA Cossatot or earning an award, it has nothing to do with me, I can assure you. It has to do with our 1,200 students. It has to do with 28% of those 1,200 students are Latino. Our communities are rich in culture. They are Latino, and we are proud of that, and very proud of that. And I know you'll learn a little bit more about that as the night goes on, but I can just tell you and assure you, from all of our students, all of our board members, we have one here tonight, Miss Brenda Tate, a former board member, Mr. Robert Martinez. I saw Mr. Robert, we inducted him last year into the Hall of Fame. Robert, we appreciate your 22 years of service. But we are just honored, and as a matter of fact, I hope we can do it again next year because it's fun. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, University of Arkansas Cossatot. Thank you so much for contributing to the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame. After tonight, we encourage you once again to think of someone whose story must be told, because every induction into the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame is not simply an annual recognition. It is a distinction earned through years of sustained impact. This honor is not about titles or visibility. It's about integrity. It's about service. So thank you. It's about legacy that has strengthened our state and opened doors for so many other people, even myself. So thank you. The Latino community in Arkansas has taken root and grown within the past few decades. Many of the leaders we honor tonight were the first to open those doors, the first to build businesses, to lead in our institutions, to serve in our schools, and to advocate for our families. Through years and often decades of consistent and sometimes unseen work. As Angela was mentioning, we're living in a time where now everybody knows everything because of social media. And 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that was not the case. So there's a lot of unseen work that has not been brought to light. For that reason, this recognition is intentional, it's thoughtful, and it is reserved for those whose leadership, character, and commitment have truly stood the test of time. Because the future of the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame depends on the leaders we continue to recognize. Not everyone receives this honor, and that is precisely what makes it meaningful. Hall of Fame is a very, very big title to carry. These remarkable individuals can only be considered if they are nominated. So I invite you to take a moment tonight, reflect on the people in your community, in our state, who have been working for years and years and years, serving our communities. So thank you so much. We will go on to a moment of gratitude before we go on to eat and continue on to the ceremony. Let's take a moment to pause and with grateful hearts pray and thank God for the many people who serve in our state. So would you bow your head, close your eyes with me? We pause this evening with grateful hearts. We give thanks for the leaders we honor tonight, for their vision, their courage, their commitment to strengthening our communities. We thank you for the families, mentors, and supporters who helped shape their journeys, and for the opportunities that allowed their gifts to flourish here in the state of Arkansas. Bless this gathering, bless this meal, and the work represented in this room. May the stories we celebrate tonight inspire future generations to lead with integrity, to serve with compassion, and to build bridges across our cultures. Guide us as we continue working toward a more united and hopeful future for our state. Amen. Amen. And so now we want to, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The moment has arrived. Tonight we honor a class of leaders whose vision, service, and excellence have helped shape the story of Arkansas. Please join me in welcoming to the stage the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame committee members as we begin the induction ceremony for the class of 2025. As you can see the photos on the screen, each one of these individuals has done an impactful work here in the state of Arkansas. And tonight we are here to celebrate them, to recognize their work and their service and the impact that they have created here in the state. So we're gonna ask each candidate to come to the stage as we recognize you, as we celebrate you tonight.
Thank you, Pablo. If the candidates please stay seated, we'll get started one by one. And first we'll have Angie to present our first inductee tonight.
I have the pleasure of introducing our first inductee, Dr. Eddie Ochoa. I'm gonna get a little off script, but I'll be really short. I served the Hispanic population, and there for a while I thought every child in Arkansas was Dr. Ochoa's patient. I didn't know why, but I realized that the language and the caring and everything else that came into the cultural needs of these children, he was the one who served them. So, but what I didn't know was the impactful work that Eddie did. Eddie has been crucial for doing statistics to bring minority health issues to life in Arkansas, and not only in Arkansas, but nationwide. Minority health is impacted by lack of food, lack of housing, lack of funds, lack of electricity, but sometimes they only look at it, the health facilities, as what kind of disease you have. So I welcome Eddie Ochoa, a friend for a long time, and a very deserving awardee.
Angie, thank you. I expected that there would be a video first and it wouldn't just be me up here talking, so I'm not going to go on for long to prolong this, but I do want to thank the person who nominated me, whoever they are, for doing that, and to the board for electing me to the Hall of Fame. There are dozens of people in this room, literally, that could get this award, and that I'll be sure to nominate, but I'm proud to be among the people that are nominated. My friend Al and I did a video for PBS like 25 years ago when I first started doing some of this community work. But I've been lucky to take care of great kids, great families, and I'm lucky to be in a great section, to have great colleagues in the Department of Pediatrics and at Southwest Little Rock Clinic. I'm glad that some of them were here tonight. I'm glad that I've been able to serve not just the community, but UAMS and all of the parts of the state by having a little bit of time in the media and radio. That's been great to get health information out there. I take care of kids that have gone on to become attorneys, teachers, business owners, physicians, and I couldn't be more proud of them. So thank you so much for this honor. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I wouldn't be here without the support of my family, my colleagues, like I noted. And you know, it shouldn't go without saying that our community's been through a pretty hard 15 months, and there are people around our town, around our state, around our nation that have really been through it. And to paraphrase Dr. King decades ago and Bad Bunny a few weeks ago when he got his Grammy, we're not going to get to the other side with hate and with fear. We're only going to do it with love and hope. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Eddie Ochoa, for the amazing work you have done in our state. And at this moment, I'm going to invite our state representative, Dr. Diana Worthwin, to come to the stage as we present the next inductee tonight. Yes, we're going to ask you to look at the screens as we present a video before our state representative comes to the stage.
My name is Eduardo Ochoa. People call me Eddie. I'm a professor of pediatrics at UAMS, and I practice pediatrics at Arkansas Children's Hospital. I decided that I was interested in medicine during high school and was actually inspired by a Latino pediatrician in my hometown of El Paso, Texas. And because of him and because of the work that he did and how nice he was in being welcoming and kind of telling me about his life and work, that inspired me to be a pediatrician after medical school and go into residency. I didn't think that I was going to stay in Arkansas. El Paso is 1,000 miles away from Little Rock, and I thought that once I came to do residency, I would go back to the Southwest. But on the very first day that I was a resident at Arkansas Children's Hospital, a family who needed discharge instructions in Spanish was having a hard time understanding what the nurse was trying to tell them. And as soon as the nurse figured out that I could speak Spanish, she asked me to help, and it kind of took off from there. After I finished residency training, I did what's called an advocacy fellowship for physicians, which doesn't exist anymore. But that really was a springboard for everything that I've been able to do as a faculty member at UAMS. It's been very helpful that I've been able to get some outside funding for my time to do research, advocacy in the community. I've had patients over the years that are now themselves in medicine, that are lawyers, that are nurses, that are speech pathologists, that work in our hospital, but also people that started their own families, started their own businesses, and really have done a lot to take care of their families. Especially to me has been evident people who have children with special health care needs. There are parents around the state that have learned a lot in a short period of time about taking care of a kid with really complicated medical needs. And for people who only spoke Spanish and didn't really know how the medical system worked, there are families that I've interacted with that have really done a lot and learned a lot to take care of their kids and are the best caregivers that I've ever seen. Being inducted into the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame is very humbling, and I don't know who nominated me, but I'm really appreciative of that person or persons who did so. I think that people in the room today during the event could all be in my place here in front of a camera talking, because there's so many people who have done a lot for the Latino community in Arkansas. Like I said, I didn't really expect to stay here, but there was so much to do, so much to help with, so much to connect with Arkansas's emerging Latino community that I've stayed on. And it's been great just to see how the community has grown up over time.
Give it up for Dr. Eddie Ochoa. And now I do want to once again invite our representative Gonzalez Worthen to come to the stage as she presents our next inductee. So let's give it up for our state rep.
It is such an honor to introduce the next honoree. I have known Al Paparap Lopez for 30 years. We worked together at Rogers High School. He was the very first student relations coordinator of that high school, and that position ended up becoming part of regular school districts in Springdale. You'll see this type of person that is helping to build bridges between families, students, counselors, principals, the community. Al has always turned challenges into opportunities. There's actually a video of him explaining that. For me, one of the greatest things that I saw 30 years ago, we had a lot of challenges in Northwest Arkansas. The Latino community was new. It was young to Northwest Arkansas, and the school districts, the schools, the banking system, the health system, every single sector was not ready for a new population with a different culture, a different language. And so what do? And there was a lot of tension. There were fights in schools. And if you were to talk to Papa Rap, he would say, they told me I was hired to help be the interpreter and translator to work with parents, but I was really the cafeteria bouncer. Because there was a lot going on during that time. I'll never forget the time where I witnessed firsthand two individuals, a Latino young man and a native Arkansan, white Caucasian young man, and they had been in a fight. He brought him into the office, and immediately it was, so tell me what's going on. He just needs to go back to Mexico. And then Papa Rap says, well, so what do you think about that? I don't know about Mexico. I was born in the United States. And that was the opening of that dialogue between the two. By the time all of those assumptions, misconceptions about one another, about culture, were brought to the forefront, I'll always remember how that conversation ended between these two young men that had been in a fight and how they left his office. How did they leave his office? And it still brings tears to my eyes, because this is the work of Al Papa Rap Lopez. It ended with one of them leaving and opening the door for the other one to pass through. Papa Rap is a humanitarian. He loves people. When he sees a people not getting along, he's going to try to figure out how we can get along. And on top of all of that, he does it with music. And so I have actually also seen him through Dr. Guerrero's ESL Academy, which we were all part of for the state of Arkansas, write a song when we were talking about the importance of families reading bilingual books to their children, because we do not want our children to lose their native language or their culture, because why? That's part of their identity, okay? So it gives me great, great pleasure and an honor to present to you the next honoree of the Latino Hall of Fame, my dear friend, mentor, colleague, Al Papa Rap Lopez.
Okay.
We have a video where we want to showcase Al Papa Rap's Lopez work in the state of Arkansas. So if you would please see the screens as we see his incredible work.
Well, Papa Rap came from a song I wrote over 30 years ago, and I wrote it for my daughter because my daughter was into rap music when she was 16, and you know, I wasn't cool anymore, so I wrote this rap song called Papa Rap, and it's about parents, you know, kind of like reaching out to their children to really understand what they're about, so maybe they can listen to you. And she hated the song, but her friends liked it, and we went to a contest in Puerto Rico, Party Time, Alfred D. Herger, and I didn't win with the song, but the government channel saw me, and then they called on me and said, "You have more songs?" I said, "Yes." I didn't have more songs, and they gave me 2 weeks, and I wrote songs, and that's how Papa Rap became. I mean, the song was Papa Rap, so everybody started calling me Papa Rap. If I did a song only in Spanish, people, you know, other people weren't going to understand. So by doing it bilingual, I was telling them that it's good. You know, this is something that we can learn from each other. And I was so fortunate that it won the first place in the John Lennon songwriting contest at an international level. And I said I would have never written this song in Puerto Rico, so I'm going to stay here. My job was always like to sing for Latinos, children, which they spoke English, but then for their parents. And the messages are like read, write, let's dance, let's have fun. So, but then what happens is when I go to festivals that are mixed, I just love, you know, people that maybe would never interact with each other. When I see them from stage dancing together, I say, gotcha. El ser reconocido por el trabajo como músico, como compositor, eso tú sabes, como quien dice, ya, ya me puedo ir tranquilo. Pero de verdad, eso, like being recognized for my work as a musician. And that for me is, you know, like so powerful because as musicians, man, I mean, you know, that's sometimes the only thing we get back. So I'm so honored and I appreciate this, but at the same time I wanna dedicate it to all Arkansas, but especially my immigrant new Latinos Arkansans. Sí. Okay. So you heard that, you know, maybe you didn't understand everything I said there. Está bien. Estoy como Bad Bunny, like Bad Bunny. But remember before Bad Bunny, it was Richie Valens. Don't forget La Bamba, okay? So since, you know, I like to do more the music thing that speaks better, and this is gonna be, I want everybody to please stand up. I know that you're eating and it's gonna be, but I want you to stand up. And what we're gonna do right now, I love the sound of the chairs. We're gonna call the hogs, okay? Okay, but we're gonna call the hogs in a different way, in the way of merengue. Anybody knows the fight song that wanna sing it with me here? Huh? Voluntario, tú la sabes? No? Okay, so let's do this, and this is the question. I asked Chancellor Gearhart, the U of A, Chancellor, in a radio interview, do we wait for people to learn English before they become Razorback fans? And he said, no, now, okay? So this song that you're gonna hear is played in the Spanish radio every time there's a game. So let's call the hogs. Vamos allá, merengue style. Everybody, llama a quien no te tenga, con la bola hasta el final, sin parar, vamos ya, Arkansas viene a triunfar, ya de pies jabalí hacia la meta, con todas tus fuerzas ya, porque esta América a luchar, a ganar, a triunfar. Here, big swing, Razorback, big swing, one more time, big swing, otra vez, big swing. Give yourself a wonderful hand with it. So, remember what we said. We make them Razorback fans. We help them to become Razorback fans now. And the same question applies. Do we wait for a person to learn English before we make them part of our community? We make them part of our community now. Muchas gracias, mi gente. Love you guys and thank you for this. What an honor. Dr. Guerrero. Love you guys. Muchas gracias. Oh. My beautiful wife, we've been married 3 weeks. Hecha en Mexico, made in Mexico.
Why don't we give it up one more time for Papa Rap? You know, one thing I love about Papa Rap is that anytime you find him, he's always that happy, he's always that excited, and he always brings this energy to the room. So, you know, it's incredible the talent and the impact that he's made in our state. Thank you, Papa, for everything you've done. We're going to continue tonight with our program, and I want to invite our next award presenter, Daniel Martinez and Veronica Osura, the Sevier County Economic Development Director, to the stage. Let's give it up for them.
Good evening.
Hello there.
We're tonight's comedic relief.
Good luck, everybody.
So it's my pleasure to recognize the following inductee tonight, and that's the University of Arkansas Cossatot. Is a true leader in education and workforce development across Southwest Arkansas, with campuses in DeQueen, Nashville, Ashdown, and Locksburg. Locksburg, go Darters. UA Cossatot has continually evolved to reflect and serve the community around it.
In fact, the college took a pioneering step by becoming Arkansas's first and only public Hispanic serving institution, proudly representing a student population that is more than 25%, 28%, as Dr. Cole mentioned, of Hispanic students. Through strong graduation outcomes, inclusive opportunities, and meaningful community engagement, UA Cossatot continues to open doors and strengthen the future of our region. They really took a strong step in making sure that their college reflected their communities, and who knew that that was going to be a pioneer move?
Let's watch a clip real quick on UA Cossatot.
My name is Angel Hernandez Holguin. I work at UA Cossatot as a Jobs for American Graduates College Success Coach. I work in the Center for Student Success, where we help students with non-academics. So that can go from soft skills, leadership development trainings, financial literacy. We assist with the food pantry here on the campus. So I think one of the many things that UA Casa does to support our diverse population would be scholarships.
What does it mean for UA Cossatot to be Arkansas's first Hispanic serving institution? It means the world. It means the world to us. And I say that because, it wasn't always that way. Just 16 years ago, I can remember sitting, in this room and looking at our Hispanic population of our college, and it didn't mirror what our communities look like. And so we immediately went to work to trying to figure out, analyze ways that we could change that. It means a lot to our college because we've changed the face of our college culturally. We've changed it educationally, and now we actually look like the communities we serve, and we're very proud of that. We take the time to ask all of our students what we need to be doing, what they want from us, and that has led to us creating athletics. Our college has piloted one of the most popular festivals in the state of Arkansas, especially in a small town like we serve in DeQueen, Arkansas. But we actually created and we host Fiesta Fest, which is a Cinco de Mayo celebration, and it's all about student scholarships. We literally and figuratively hold them by the hand, and we get them to what they came here for. And what they came here for, it wasn't just an education. They came here so they could get a job, a better job. And we see these students walk across the stage after being here a year, year and a half, 2 years. And then they walk across that stage, and we all know these students. And they walk across the stage, and we remember when they sat out in the parking lot scared to walk in that door, and then to watch them walk across the stage, and they have all of this confidence. It's pretty amazing.
As a U of A Cossatot graduate, it's my honor to recognize and induct into the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame, class of 2025, University of Arkansas Cossatot.
Just for the record, I wanted everyone to know that we had to follow Papa Rap. So, man, we got to work on timing on that deal. It did give me a thought, though. The fight song, Papa. UA Cossatot, we do have athletics, and we currently do not have a fight song. So we can work together. No, but really, and I'm here to receive the award, but this award is for a college that has Daniel Martinez worked for us for many years, Veronica Ozura worked for us for many years, Wendy Garcia works for us now, and Madeline and Alicia Lewis work for us, and Robert Martinez was on our board, and Brenda Tate is on our board. I mean, y'all, it's our community. We have 4 campuses, and it really was, and it's like the video said, we woke up one day and we're looking around and we're like, oh, wait a minute, our largest feeder school, they're 65% Latino. And then we look at our student population, and it's like, it doesn't look like that. And so we started reaching out to our employees and to our students saying, what do we need to do? How do we break those hurdles? How do we climb over those to get where we need to be, where we look like our community? Matter of fact, we have actually enlisted the help back in 2012. I talked to Skip Rutherford, Dean of the Clinton School, and they actually sent a team down to help. It was part of their master's project to help us identify barriers where we could eliminate those barriers so we could increase our student Latino population. And now, lo and behold, we wake up today and not exactly where we want to be, but we're very close to where our student population mirrors what DeQueen looks like, it's what Nashville looks like, it's what Locksburg looks like, it's what Ashdown looks like. And our staff, not me, but our staff, they weren't afraid. They weren't afraid to ask questions. They weren't afraid to have Hispanic night for recruitment. They weren't afraid to host the Mexican consulate on Saturday to help undocumented folks work on their visas and things like that. Weren't afraid to do it. Every time someone would, hey, let's have Fiesta Fest, I would say, yeah, let's do that. I mean, that's just the way we do it. And it has just, it turned out just like this. So on behalf, like I said a while ago, on behalf of the over 1,200 students, on behalf of 4 campuses, proud to be part of University of Arkansas, the system, and on behalf of all of our employees, we can't thank you enough for this award. It's truly an honor, and for those who thought to recognize us, thank you so much, because our work, I know we've accomplished a lot, but it's just started, and we're going to keep doing what we need to do, and we'll keep doing that. And by the way, just so you'll know, and this is the last thing I'll say, my wife's like, you need to sit down, Steve. Leslie always keeps me on time, because my staff knows I talk a lot. And so, Cossatot, it does have meaning. Our college, our namesake is the Cossatot River in southwest Arkansas. Cossatot, Native American word that is true. It actually means skull crusher. And that's what that means. And if you don't know why, when the water is really high, try to go down the Cossatot River in a boat. You'll figure out why it has that name. Thank you, our college. Thanks you so much.
Thank you so much to UA Cossatot. Thank you so much. And wow, I learned something new today about the university. Amazing. I'm going to invite once again our Representative Gonzalez Worthen to come to the stage as she presents our next inductee for the night. So let's give it up for her.
It is my pleasure to introduce the next set of inductees, La Familia Montes. Let me explain a little bit about La Familia Montes. First of all, my friend Papa Rap, who you just met, he invited me to go eat at La Huerta restaurant. Back probably 30 years ago, it's been a while, their very first restaurant. It opened in 1994. And the thing that struck me was how wonderful, and the food was delicious automatically, but the service, just being so kind, everybody wanted to make sure that we were served, did we need anything, and that type of service you can see in all 20 of their restaurants, okay? So that was from the very beginning, and now they have 12 restaurants in Arkansas, and then the others are in other states now. And so they came from humble beginnings, immigrating here, finding work as agricultural workers, landed in California and Idaho and Illinois to find work. But at some point, the mom, Doña Maria, decided, okay, we're going to make a way for us to come to as a whole family instead of just part of the family coming to the U.S. So she paved the way for her whole family to come here to keep the family together. The whole idea was to keep the family together. Her husband is a former mayor in San Jose de la Paz, Jalisco, Mexico. And eventually, because the brothers had worked in restaurants in other states, the brothers, Juan and Meliton Jr., ended up starting the restaurant. And so that first restaurant on Township, if you haven't been there, Township and College, that it's still there, that restaurant, and they're still serving delicious food. But I think that there's two other things. The immigrant story happens still today, as we know. But not only were they serving great food, but they were also helping to build the community. When you're new, as I mentioned earlier, 30 years ago, one of the things that the dad, Senor Don Meliton, he wanted to make sure as former mayor that everyone felt welcome. And I was able, as we were learning a little bit about the history, how did he make people feel welcome? The very first thing he had was a big, gigantic American flag posted in their restaurant, "All are welcome." And that was absolutely amazing. From that, they have done a lot of community work. They were Citizen of the Year as a family. They have donated food to tornado victims when Rogers had their tornado. They hold an annual golf tournament. The proceeds go to help with Shop with the Cop, Children's Shelter, Seven Hills, and I can go on and on. And then the last thing that I want to mention is that they have also helped to build the people that were working for them as waiters, waitresses. Some of them stood out and said, and they recognized, you know what, they want to start a restaurant. And guess what they did? They have helped many of their former employees help them to run their own restaurants. And so they're giving back, and of course that's also giving back to everyone, to our community and to our economy. And so I am just so delighted over 30 years ago when I ordered my food there, and I like the tosta guac. That's my favorite, okay? I always order the tosta guac. If you haven't had it, that's my favorite. But my pleasure to welcome the Montes, La Familia Montes, to be inducted into the Latino Hall of Fame for architecture.
Juan Manuel Montes, somos los de la Huerta de Mojitos Matador y México Viejo. Estamos aquí en Arkansas desde el 93. Abrimos la huerta el 94. Y pues sí, hemos estado aquí para la comunidad de Arkansas, de Northwest Arkansas. La inspiración tras de abrir los restaurantes para la familia fue mi papá. Él empezó trabajando en un restaurante en Tennessee, y mis hermanos eran managers de un restaurante y mi otro hermano era manager de otros restaurantes, y con la familia estaba separada en Tennessee, mi papá quiso unir la familia, vendieron lo que tenían y nos movamos para aquí, para Northwest Arkansas, y eso es la inspiración que empezó todos los restaurantes. Cuando llegamos aquí, te digo, como estamos platicando, era el único hispano que estaba en el momento en Woodland Junior High. Se sentía medio aterrador porque era el único, pero la gente nos acojó muy bonito, nos quiso mucho. Y ahora ver cuánto hispano hay alrededor de nosotros y sigue creciendo, es algo bonito porque la gente nos ha ayudado para estar aquí. La principal viene por mi papá. Mi papá es el que fue la cabeza de cómo trabajar y todo. Después de ahí está mi hermano Melitón. Él es el mayor, el que se hacen las decisiones. Después está Edgar, luego yo. Todos trabajamos en conjunto. Cada quien tiene su parte de lo que tenemos que hacer. Y pues cuando hay cosas que hacer, pues nos juntamos, ¿sí? Y pues de ahí nos vamos delegando con los diferentes restaurantes. Si alguien trabaja bien con nosotros o algo, se abren restaurantes con ellos. Familiares, primos o sobrinos abren otros restaurantes y vamos y les ayudamos con ellos también.
Tuvimos un torneo muy feo aquí en
Rogers, que gente no tuvo comida, no tuvo trabajo, no tuvo ni luz ni nada en sus casas, tumbaron muchas casas. Nosotros pudimos y dimos la oportunidad de llevarle comida a más de 2,000 personas gratis, o estuvimos dándoles asistencia para que puedan comer, darles de comer a su familia. Es un orgullo de que nos han tomado en cuenta en sí. Nomás ser nominados ya es algo grandísimo, porque se ve el trabajo de la familia que ha hecho. Tenemos muchos trabajadores también que cada año tratamos de ayudarlos en cosas que necesitan ellos. Pero ser nominados en este award, la verdad es increíble, porque, como te dijimos, fuimos los primeros que llegamos casi a Northwest Arkansas, y de ahí pues tener este premio es muy grandioso para nosotros. Si tienes las ganas de hacer algo y crees que tu negocio puede hacer, créelo, hazlo. Para todos hay oportunidad. Esto es una cosa grandiosa aquí en Estados Unidos, que si tienes el sueño de poder hacer algo y quieres hacerlo, hazlo.
So, as you just heard, everything started because of my mom. She didn't want the family to be separated, so she actually went behind my dad's back and got everything fixed for us to come to the United States together as a family. So, again, we're as Hispanics, as Latinos, Hispanos, we always unite, we're always together, and if we ever need anything, we got to stick together from now on. So that's what I've got to say. You heard the rest.
Buenas noches a todos. Gracias por la nominación, gracias por el premio. Hacemos lo que podemos para la comunidad. No soy muy bueno hablando. Escribí unas palabras. Hoy quiero tomar un momento para agradecer a nuestra comunidad latina aquí en Estados Unidos. Ser latino en este país significa trabajar duro, luchar por nuestros sueños y abrir caminos para nuestras familias. Muchos de nosotros dejamos atrás nuestro hogar, nuestra cultura y a nuestros seres queridos, con la esperanza de construir un futuro mejor. Pero algo muy importante, nunca lo dejamos atrás: nuestros valores, nuestra fuerza, nuestra unión como comunidad. Gracias a cada trabajador, a cada madre y a cada padre de familia, y a cada joven que estudia y sueña en grande. Gracias por demostrar a todos los días, que los latinos somos resilientes, trabajadores y llenos de esperanza. Muchas gracias a todos.
Thank you, Montes family, for building a legacy here in Arkansas, and thank you for the continuing work that you continue to do in Northwest Arkansas and around the region. We're going to continue with our program, and for the next inductee, I'm going to invite Gina Gomez to the stage. She will be presenting the next induction.
Buenas noches. I know we were really excited about the Razorbacks, right? But I'm really excited about our Red Wolves. I'm a Red Wolf because I came as an international student, but I'm a Razorback mom, so my heart is both places. And I'm really honored to introduce today Dr. Arelia Lawrence. Dr. Arelia is a professor of metabolic engineering at Arkansas Bioscience Institute at Arkansas State University. She is an internationally recognized scientist. Dr. Lawrence is honored for her groundbreaking research in plant metabolic engineering, including the discovery of key biochemical pathways involved in vitamin C synthesis. Over the past 2 decades, she has secured $19 million in research funding, published extensively, earned multiple patents, and mentored hundreds of students. And I can give faith of that. I'm the director of the Hispanic Center in Jonesboro, El Centro Hispano, and Dr. Arelia Lawrence is always ready to support our Hispanic students, to encourage all our students, but especially to encourage our girls, to tell them, yes, you can do that, because she came from Mexico and she did it. And you can be the one to be in my place tomorrow. So she's always open when we need mentors. She's always ready to mentor our students. When we need volunteers for students, not just her, but her family is coming to volunteer at the Hispanic Center. Also, I want to recognize that her family flew from Mexico to be with us tonight. So, bienvenidos. And I think that you all know how hard it is to be a woman in STEM. It is not easy. There are not many Latinas that have been recognized around the world, because literally she is a director of many research studies around the world. She's been working for Arkansas State University for so many years, and we are very proud to have her in Jonesboro, Arkansas. She's always ready to represent all students that are underrepresented and from Latino backgrounds. Her research has had significant economic implications for Arkansas agriculture, particularly the state's rice industry, and has been featured by the New York Times and also by The Guardian. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Lawrence with a big round of applause.
My name is Arelia Lawrence. I'm a professor at Arkansas State University. My full title is the James and Wanda Lee Vaughn Endowed Professor in the Department of Chemistry and Physics of the Beck College of Science and Mathematics. My parents tell me that I was always a very curious little kid. And what I can tell you is that I've always liked science since a very early age. I have physicians in my family, and I have an aunt who has a microscope at home. So one of my cousins and I love to take hairs of the cat or the dog or pretty much anything we could get our hands on and put it under the microscope. I'm a plant biochemist, and I study how plants make vitamin C. Vitamin C is the vitamin that allows you to prevent scurvy. So while studying vitamin C, it turns out that if we increase the vitamin C content in plants, they become more tolerant to stresses. You and I stress because our bank account is low. Well, plants also stress, but they stress because maybe there is too much water all of a sudden, or not enough water, that is called a drought. Or maybe a cold front comes and they stress because of cold. Or nights become hotter, and that heat stress is a stress. So vitamin C helps humans to stay healthy, but also vitamin C helps plants cope with this stress. My colleagues and I, colleagues from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and Kansas State University and Arkansas State University, we got a grant funded from the National Science Foundation. They gave us $6 million to study rice and also wheat, both crops, to try to find natural rice and natural wheat varieties that will tolerate heat. I have mentored many PhD students, master's students, and undergraduate students. And among them, many of them are Latinos. Now, I embrace the fact that every person is valuable, every person is smart, and everybody has something to contribute to science. Chase your dreams. You are perfectly capable, and you are going to find in me and in many other professors your cheerleader.
I'm really honored to receive this award, mostly because of the historic and political environment in which it's taking place. I want to tell you that my entire chain of command is here. The department heads, Dr. Tanya McKay and Dr. Amanda Lambertus, the dean of my college, Dr. Jennifer Baldwin, the director of the Arkansas Biosciences Institute at the Jonesboro campus, who's also the provost for research, is here with his lovely wife, and Dr. Alan Tackett, the statewide ABI director, is here also with his lovely wife. The fact that you are here means the world to me. God, red wolves. The previous winners have been very gracious and have told you about their support system, but I want to be very specific. I want to tell you who I call when things are bad, not only when things are good. When things are bad, I call my husband and my kid and my mother-in-law and father-in-law who are here. I call my sisters. I have 3 of them. One of them flew from Mexico with her husband, But I also have 3 very good friends who I love like sisters, and they are all here. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Bonnie, for being here for me. I know that I'm being recognized for a body of work, and that doesn't happen in vacuum. That happened because I had incredible mentors who supported me when I only had dreams and nothing else. Dr. Quintero, Dr. Nessler, Dr. Kramer, Dr. Hood, thank you so much. A lot of collaborators, so many that I cannot name them. Postdocs, excellent postdocs. One of them is here, Rainier, thank you. You are my right hand, and I really depend on you, you know that. Great staff, PhD students, master's students, and 100 different undergrads, many of them Latinos, and I'm very proud of them. I'm an optimist. I believe that the future is going to be better. We are in the house of the men of hope, I hope, for a better future. And the ones of us who can vote, please vote.
Thank you, Dr. Lawrence, for the incredible work that you have done for so many years and the many bright minds that you're bringing up at ASU. Thank you so much. Let's give it up one more time for Dr. Flores. And now it is my honor to present to the stage Maria Touchstone as she presents the next inductee for tonight. Would you give it up for Maria?
Good evening, and thank you very much for understanding what an honor it is to be able to speak for just a second today. I'm here to introduce our last inductees, and before I do, I have to share with you that I'm one of those kids that arrived from Mexico when I was 6 years old with a family that was trying to escape poverty and a father that had kids that he dreamed would be able to go to school. There are 6 of us, and I have been blessed with a career as an educator, and 3 decades later, it's an honor to stand in front of you because I know each and every one of you are working for kids in your communities. As I said, I'm here to present our last inductees. If you have been to an event in probably any part of the state around Cinco de Mayo, you may have attended an event by our last inductees. The League of United Latin American Citizens has been fighting on behalf of the immigrant community and the Hispanic community for many, many years. In Arkansas, we have some of the founding members of the LULAC chapters that have worked for over 3 decades and have together raised and contributed over $2 million in scholarships for Latino students. And I know that deserves a hand. We invite Mr. Ray Hernandez up to the podium to accept this recognition as the acting state director of LULAC, Arkansas.
Mi nombre es Michelle Leiderman y he sido miembro de LULAC por muchos años y tuve el honor de ser su presidente en el año 2014. Después de regresar a Little Rock, me di cuenta que nuestra población latina estaba creciendo y decidí unirme a LULAC para ayudar al crecimiento y desarrollo de esta población y para que la población general reconociera la labor y la importancia de los latinos.
I'm Julian Calzada. I'm a member of LULAC 750, and I joined LULAC 750 in the year 2000. I've served as president and vice president and other positions for LULAC 750. And we at LULAC 750 have awarded over $1 million to our Latino students who have attended several universities here in Arkansas, even Princeton and Stanford, California.
My name is Sandra Carmona Job. I am a former LULAC scholarship recipient and also a former leadership team member. LULAC is more than just the scholarships and those numbers. It is a true testament of what it can do in the community for the years to come. As a former scholarship recipient, I am now very thankful for all the support that I received during that time, because it was really hard for me to get into college financially, and LULAC came and helped me.
My name is Charlie Cervantes. A lot of my friends call me Charlie or Carlos. They sent me over here in Little Rock in 1980, July 1980. I saw that an organization was Latinos was getting started. And I decided to take a look at that. It was LULAC, and I was thinking that we need to get more members involved. So we wound up working hard, and then we set up Cinco de Mayo Festival. So we invite a lot of Latino businesses, and they just like jumped at the chance, you know, because they wanted to get involved.
My name is Ray Hernandez. I am the Arkansas LULAC State Director. As the Latino population grows, there is more opportunity for advocacy. There's a lot of organizations and people who are undertaking the work of serving the Latino population. And LULAC, as one of the oldest and largest organizations in the nation, is likely to be part of that footprint. And what makes us different is that not only do we have a national organization that supports us and has been here for a long time, we are all volunteers, and the desire to help our community is what drives those of us that volunteer to be in LULAC.
No estuviera donde estoy hoy sin el apoyo de todos los detrás de LULAC y el dinero que me aportaron para acabar mis estudios. Se los agradezco de corazón y siempre estaré endeudado con ustedes.
Thank you, LULAC.
I made some notes because I tend to talk a lot, like some of our other presenters, and if you see a tear or two run down, it's because the work that LULAC has done is important not only to me and my family, but to each of the kids that are hoping to make a life here. First, let me thank the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame for this nomination and for noticing the work that Arkansas LULAC has done throughout the years. And I need to let you know who LULAC is in case some of you may or may not be aware. LULAC is the League of United Latino American Citizens and was founded in South Texas in 1929, a very difficult time for immigrants who were working in the fields, and the abuses were undescribable. They worked very long, hard hours. Their children didn't get very much school. They were paid little or nothing, and a lot of times they were run off their land by people who just were racist. So protecting the immigrants' rights started out with a couple of organizations just pitching in to see what they could do to help out. And those two organizations decided we need to get together and get united and become a force for the people. So they formed LULAC. And LULAC has been around, what is that, 97 years? Has been around 97 years. And what's amazing is that every state that has a significant number of Latino population in has LULAC organizations working for their populations. They are all volunteers. None of us gets a paycheck. In fact, we have to pay annual dues to be a member of the organization. And about 30 some odd years ago, here in Arkansas, we started noticing that our population of Latino students and families had grown to a significant number, and we needed to be proactive and find a way to help them. So our flagship in Central Arkansas is LULAC Council 750. And with the help of all of the folks that started that back then, we were able to begin a LULAC organization in Arkansas, which most of the other parts of the country figure, well, we don't have that many Latinos in Arkansas, do we? But in fact, we did. And since then, the Latinos and Latinas have served with passion, and they've spent their time and their energy and their money to make sure that there was a promise of life and liberty for those Latinos that had come to Arkansas. And they did that, like I said, without any pay. And in fact, they were paying in dues. But they did things like organize some voter registration drives. They did things like advocacy work in law. And I think what happened along the way is we decided what's the most powerful thing that we can do as an organization to help our Latino population in Arkansas. And the one gift that we could give anybody, I think we decided the most beneficial for anybody's economy is to help them get an education. Because without an education, they might have been destined to be, entry-level workers for generations. So we managed to get mobilized a little bit. There was the gentleman named Ben Rodriguez that found me up in Northwest Arkansas, and he kept coming up there because he liked Arkansas football games, but he kept coming up there and visiting with me, and he said, Ray, he said, we need to get an Arkansas LULAC going in this part of the state too. So back around 2001, we managed to get us another LULAC organization up there. And from there, it started to grow across the whole state to the point that we were actually becoming a significant part of the national organization, and the national organization even recognized our efforts and came here to Little Rock to let us do their annual get-together of LULAC organization, which was a very big milestone for us as a state in LULAC. And it really kind of put us on the map. And it was back then that it was decided that we were on the right track, finding a way to make sure that there were opportunities for the Latino populations, economic opportunities to not only get a good education, but to build businesses, to enhance the corporations that were trying to get a finger into other parts of the world. They really needed to understand those cultures, and I think we brought that to the table. One of the things that I'd like to do tonight is to give you an idea of the impact that LULAC has had, and I'd like to ask those of you who have served as officers in a LULAC organization, now or in the past, if you wouldn't mind standing so that we can see the faces of the people who have done all of this work. Also, if you've ever been in a LULAC organization, please stand. Some of you. And finally, if you've ever received a LULAC scholarship, please rise to your feet so we can recognize you. And if you will allow me one final point of privilege, it only takes 10 members to form a LULAC council. If there is any interest in any of you, whether you're Latino or not, in helping LULAC, we invite you to join us and become a member. just get a hold of any of a LULAC member that is here, or go to lulac.org and check us out. And we would be more than happy to help you get an organization going, and you can do the kind of work in your community that you're passionate and would like to do. Thank you all so much, and thank you for recognizing me.
Why don't we give one last round of applause to all the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame class of 2025 inductees. Tonight we have celebrated the leaders who are shaping the future of Arkansas. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being a part of a historic evening and for continuing to support the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to conclude this unforgettable evening with a very special performance. And we have some guests here tonight. And we're gonna make some space for them to come on stage. But we do want to remind you there is a silent auction happening in the hallway, so please, we invite you to stop by, support, and continue to join us every year for the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame. We want to thank everyone who made the time to be here, everyone who traveled. Thank you very much for joining us. It is so meaningful to us that you were here with us for this special celebration. This is the second annual Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame, where we are celebrating pioneers, people who have built legacies in the state of Arkansas. So one last time, let's give it up for all the inductees. Let's also give a round of applause to the Board of Directors for the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame. This event wouldn't be possible without the work that they do in the state. So we thank them very much. And now it is my pleasure to present to you mariachi group, Sara La Ranchera, and the whole band. So let's give it up for them.
Muy buenas noches, tengan ustedes. Buenas noches. Vamos a dar un fuerte aplauso a nuestro gran compañero de salida, que viene a dedicar estas buenas canciones al puro estilo mexicano. Los Lopez. ¡Échale, Salita!
guitarra, que acabe tu sonsonete, que tu canto aquí en el alma como un puñal se me mete, sabiendo que cuando cantas, pregonando vas tu muerte. Marinero, marinero, de veces es verdad que sabes, porque distinguir no puedo, si en el fondo de los bares hay otro color más negro que el color de mis pesares. Ay, la, la, la. Ay, la, la, la. Ay, la, la, la. Hay otro color más negro que el color de mis pesares. Un palomito alboral que lleva el pecho herido, ya casi para llorar, me dijo muy afligido, ya me canso de buscar un amor correspondido. Bajo la sombra de un árbol y a compás de mi guitarra canto alegre estopando, porque la vida se acaba y quiero morir cantando como muere la cigarra. Ay, la, la, la. Ay, la, la, la. Ay, la, la, la. Hay otro y quiero morir cantando como muere la cigarra. cuna de hombres cabales, voz de la guitarra mía, al despuntar la mañana, quiere cantar su alegría a mi tierra mexicana. México lindo y querido, si muero lejos de ti, que digan que estoy dormida y que me traigan aquí, que digan que estoy dormida y que me traigan aquí. México lindo y querido, si muero lejos de ti. Fiesta, la fiesta charra, fiesta del sol. Donde los charros valientes están con tus cantos la vocación. El arepeso veteo que huele a surco de tradición. Remedio de la faena más olvidado de mi nación. Bonito ser jaripeo y cuota su animación. Yo quiero matar un toro para que me mire mi amor. Upalipadio, upalipadio. Yo quiero matar un toro para que me mire mi amor. Pero la gente aplaude con emoción. Y un toro venerado, muy bien coleado por Don Nabor. Ya brotará un toro pa' que lo monte Don Felimón. Y mientras los asadores forrían la riata con gran primor. Bonito ser jaripeo, cuánta su animación. Yo quiero matar un toro pa' que me mire mi amor. Upalipadio, upalipadio. Yo quiero matar un toro pa' que me mire mi amor. ¿Ah? seguido por sus ovejas como si fuera un hechizo. El flautín del pastor alariar
Let's give it up for Sara La Ranchera. Un fuerte aplauso. Muchas gracias a Sara y a todo el mariachi que estuvo con ella esta noche. Thank you, Sarah, and the whole mariachi band. We also want to thank the Arkansas TV for having us tonight as well. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for the Arkansas Latino Hall of Fame. Thank you very much, and have a great night.